Good afternoon, everyone. This is Michael Reeves, part of the Autumn Win 30 team Strat-o-matic Football League. And today we are going to broadcast one of four divisional round playoffs here in 2022 2023. And this is the first of them. This is going to pit two AFC clubs. The number 2 New York Giants, coached by Joe Golden, up against the number 3 Oakland Raiders, coached by Tim Bowler. So I hope that the audio comes through clear on this. I do not have my headset with me today as I'm on the road away from my old Kentucky home. So we're going to bring this broadcast to you and hopefully do it in a way that doesn't disturb other people who are around me. But we do want to try to put every one of these games online. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that this broadcast goes well. So we'll start setting up the board here. It appears the Giants won the toss and they elected to defer, so the Raiders and Tim Bowler is going to take over first. So we'll put our card image up, and he gets a nice little pickup of 12 on that first play, a little flat pass. Linebacker in zone, unable to make that play with a white die 5. So there's a pickup of 8 on a runoff tackle. For Deonta Foreman. And 2 plays in, Oakland already has made their way to their own 45-yard line. So again, Oakland is the number 3 seed in the AFC. The Giants, along with the Montreal Alouettes in the AFC, had the number 1 and number 2 seeds, and therefore they had a bye. Here's a quick look over the middle. That is caught by Ruggs. And another first down here for the opening drive for the Oakland Raiders. To get here, the Raiders defeated the number 6 seed in a very good game that took place last week. I believe the final score was 27-24. They won by a field goal on the last play of the game after the Rams missed a field goal on their final drive with a chance to take the lead. Really, really good game, and that coach for the Los Angeles Rams was me. So I'm rooting for a great game again here today. It was an interesting season. I snuck into the playoffs 8-8 and gave the Raiders the best run that I could. But I think the best 2 teams are playing right now. As a matter of fact, we didn't see a lot of upsets in the wild card round. The only one was Shreveport upsetting the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. And we'll talk about the rest of the schedule here momentarily, as the Raiders are now coming up on 3rd and 3, ball resting at the Giants' 42-yard line. We're just underway in this first of 4 divisional playoff games here in Autumn Win 22-23. Interestingly, today is Wednesday, February 15. There are 3 playoff games taking place here in one day, and then the 4th game will take place Saturday. So we'll get to our final 4 by Saturday afternoon. So Autumn Wind is a 30-team draft league with roots of more than 50 years. There's a run, and that's going to pick up enough and plenty, actually, for the first down. And that carry again was Deonta Foreman, actually. 9-yard pickup, and the Raiders now have the ball at the 33-yard line. High-quality offense here. Foreman with a very good card. He's out of the game right now, actually, and Henderson is checked in. 2 excellent wideouts with game-breaking ability on the left and the right in Antonio Brown and Ruggs. And, of course, neither one of those 2 are going to have cards next year. Brown is out of the league, and Ruggs is in some legal hot water. So that was Henderson's first carry. It was guessed right, no gain. And now we'll see Tevin Coleman in there, and he's going to get, actually, that was a flat pass this time. Prescott finds Dawson Knox, the real-life Buffalo Bill. As you can see on the dice roll, it was a white dice 6. Unless you have a 6 in the zone or 2 men in the zone, that's going to be automatically 0 men in the 0 men in the zone, and so you're going to get the benefit of a pretty sizable gain. And in this case, there's a 9-yard pickup. So now it's 3rd down and 1 at the 24. It's an inside run, and he loses a yard. So on Henderson's second carry, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's now 4th and 5. The Raiders aren't going to take any chances here, and they're going to try to put this through. This is Boswell. Wow, so Boswell misses a 42-yard field goal. That's just about the location in which he kicked the game-winning field goal just a week before. So that will give the Giants their first crack at it. They're going to take over with good field position at their own 32. So the Giants were 12-4 this year, 2nd seed in the AFC. The 1st seed was the Montreal Alouettes, 3rd seed, Oakland Raiders. And the Raiders and the Giants happened to be in the same division in the AFC. In fact, there were 3 teams from that division, also including the Los Angeles Rams, who made the playoffs. On their first pass attempt of the game, that pass is incomplete. And that is Sam Darnold under center. So a pretty impressive season for the Giants, 12-4 with Sam Darnold under center. There's a flat pass that goes nowhere as the 4 makes the play on the right side. So now it's 3rd down and 9. So there's your wideouts, Deontay Johnson. I believe that's A.J. Brown. Sure is. And then Van Jefferson, who has a pretty good card. So that's a dynamic group of 3. Keyshawn Vaughn also is in there. He can catch short passes, and I think he's a pretty decent pass blocker. So that might be why they have him in. 3-3-5 defense electing not to blitz here. Defense is going to double team A.J. Brown on this pass. They're looking for Van Jefferson. He's going to have to run, and he's only going to pick up 2 yards. So Darnold is stopped 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, and the Giants are going to go 3 and out here. So the Raiders don't pick up their 3, but no damage done. They're just going to have to start all over again. Here's a nice pickup of 20 yards on that return. Deontay Harris takes the ball out to the 34-yard line. So the Raiders on their second possession, no score. Here's a deep pass intended for Ruggs, a receiver reading, and it's a long gain, and it's going to pick up 30. So for the second time in 2 possessions, the Raiders will have the ball inside of Giant territory, this time at the 36-yard line. So Ruggs, who is being defended by a 6, is able to beat coverage. And that's Adoree Jackson on him, but with 0 men in the zone. Caught that receiver reading. There's another pass, but this one falls incomplete. Prescott so far is 4 of 5 for 57 yards. That was his first incompletion, looking for Knox, who already has a catch. 2nd down and 10. Oakland on their second drive, their first one ended with a missed field goal. The Giants went 3 and out, and that's where we are. 6:30 here in the first quarter. No score. Here is a pitch. And what a nice call. Not only is it a run call, but he was also keyed. So Tevin Coleman has stopped 8 yards behind the limp line of scrimmage. And barring calamity, i.e. an 18-yard gain, it's quite possible that the Giants are going to dodge another bullet here. It's 3rd down and 18. Let's see if he's going to go for the sticks or try to get close enough maybe to tack on a field goal. Maybe a run here from Henderson, possibly. I believe it'd have to be a draw play here. It'd have to be basically a line buck. He might want to pick on that linebacker set of 0, 4, and 4. Still waiting on the call. Here we go. And they were going deep. No, actually a short pass. They were looking for Antonio Brown, and it's incomplete. So let's see if Oakland can pin him deep here. 61-yard punt. You subtract some yards for it, but this one's going to sail into the end zone. So Giants will take over on their second possession from the 20. No score here in the first quarter. Both these teams call plays pretty quickly. There is a pass that is completed. Darnold's second completion. This one goes to A.J. Brown. We'll gain 14 yards and we'll move the chains 1st and 10 at the 34. 4:48 to go here in a running clock in the first quarter. No score between both of these clubs. The winner is going to take on either Montreal or Carolina, who have the second AFC Divisional matchup. Three wide set. Looking for a flat pass that falls incomplete on Darnold's card at 2nd down and 10. And there's a deep pass, big time shot, but it's incomplete. As you can see, Sam Darnold's card only has completions on the boundaries there at 2 and 12 and a must run at 4 and 8. He just missed something nice on there, certainly. Dancing between the raindrops, 3rd and 10, ball at the 34. Both these teams call plays quickly. I do want to go over to our league manager to take a look at what kind of offenses and defenses point allowed that these two clubs have put up with. Now, this is a team that on 3rd down, you really need some help from the receivers. Anything on Darnold's card, short or long, guessed right, doesn't give you much hope. And so the Giants are now going to have to punt it for their 2nd time. It's a deep kick that Tutu Atwell catches, and the Raiders are going to take over at the 11. Hopefully we won't miss too many plays here, but let's take a look at this. So let's take a moment here to see what these two clubs did this season. I believe both these clubs split their games. we'll sneak back here in just a moment. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get it off of my web page here, off my phone. I hadn't updated that. Missed a 2-yard pickup there. It was a run for Tevin Coleman. Zero man in zone, and nice pickup there. And that's going to be a big gain of 19 yards for Ruggs. That's 4 receptions now for 67. Might not ever see that gentleman in the NFL, but they're certainly going to utilize what is a great card this year. There's a quick pass that is, wow, he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 2 men in zone. New York flooded the flats there. Antonio Brown is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The ball now rests at the 28. Of the Raiders, 2nd down and 14. And there's a run that'll pick up 5 yards, so that'll make this a little bit more manageable. That's Henderson's second carry. And it's now 3rd and 9. So we got the 3 wide set as we see Ruggs, Antonio Brown, and Deontay Harris has made his way onto the field. That's Dawson Knox at tight end. Henderson is in the backfield. Shotgun for Dak Prescott. Looking for Antonio Brown, and it's incomplete on Dak Prescott's card. And so they're going to have to give this one back up again. So the 3rd drive for the Raiders goes for naught. It's not a great kick. But they're not going to return it. Let's see if he gets a bounce. Actually, it checks up there at the 28. So the Giants are going to take over 1st and 10. Ball at the 28 after that 42-yard punt. There's a deep shot for A.J. Brown, and he hauls it in, and he is past the defense, and he is going to race to the end zone for a touchdown. So that was a receiver reading, long pass. And again, you want it on your receivers. You do not want it on Sam Darnold's card. He gets that receiver reading, 1 man in zone, hauls it in, and there is your first touchdown. So the Giants sneak in a score just before the end of the first quarter, as this should be the last play of the quarter. Giants will take the lead 7-0. So the Giants had a stifling defense there this year that only allowed just over 16 points. In fact, they were the 2nd stingiest defense in all of Autumn Wind. Only Montreal had a better scoring defense. They also averaged 22 points a game. There's a look for Ruggs, and he has gotten off to a great start. So that's 5 catches now for him for 80 yards. So each of these clubs averaged about just a little over 3 touchdowns offensively, but the Giants' defense is very strong, only allowing just a little bit over 16 points, 2nd best in Autumn Wind. So we made our way here to the second quarter. The Raiders on their fourth possession. They've made their way into Giants territory twice and have a missed field goal. Nothing else to show for it. There's a look for Ruggs, another catch. That's 6 for 87 yards. White dice 6, 0 men in the zone, second down and 3. As here is another possession for Oakland in Giants territory. Well, now it's in Giants territory. Actually, the ball was at the 49. So there's another completed pass for Prescott, who is 10 of 13 for 105 yards. It's another reception there for Dawson Knox. Ball now at the 42-yard line. Flat pass. This one is incomplete. Prescott cannot find Knox. Second down and 10. Two tight end set that we've seen for the majority of the game. Sideline pass for Antonio Brown. Defense guesses pass. And he's going to pick on that 4 with a white die 5. That's a 17-yard gain. So that's Brown's third catch. Obviously his biggest gain, 17 yards. And again, Oakland is making their way fairly deep into Giants territory. They've not been able to break past the 25 so far, so this is the furthest they've made it. They have a missed field goal, and they had another possession in the 30s, but they had a 4-yard, I believe it was a 4, maybe that was the one that they had an 8-yard loss. They've had a couple of missteps on offense that have put them behind the chains. But this is the furthest that they've been able to drive into Giants territory. No small feat. Giants have a terrific defense. Guessed wrong run of 7. Got to bring up 3rd and 1. Henderson on the carry. So we've seen Henderson. We've seen Tevin Coleman and Deonta Foreman. So 3 different capable running backs for the Raiders. Big conversion here for Oakland. Inside run. Defense guesses run, but they keyed the wrong guy. So Penny has just enough. Gets that yard. It's nice to have a fullback who can run. Not very many usable fullbacks when it comes to runs, but Penny does have some positive gains, especially when guessed wrong and you key the wrong guy. So now with the ball at the 15, let's see if Oakland can find their way to a touchdown. Now, this is the first look for TJ Hawkinson, and he's able to haul this one in, and he's going to trot into the end zone for the Raiders' first score, which now is 7-6, pending this extra point from Chris Boswell. Well put together drive there for Oakland that started deep in their territory, around the 11 or 12-yard line. So Oakland going to change things up here a little bit, and they're going to go for 2. Of course, that means the ball is resting at the 2. They have a full house backfield, and that's Penny back there with another running back that we've not mentioned, and that's Madison from the Vikings, along with Deonta Foreman. Knox and Hawkinson are on the outside, so there's possibilities for throws there. Henderson has a pretty good receiving card as well. And Prescott is pretty lethal when guessed wrong on short pass. Inside run for Foreman. Defense guesses run, and he is able to make his way into the end zone. Offensive line doing their job. And the Raiders have now taken the lead 8-7 with 10 minutes to go in this brisk-moving first half. Off-tackle run, guessed wrong, and he hit a high number there. That's going to be a huge pickup on the play for A.J. Dillon, 36 yards on that carry. And that didn't take long. The Giants have flipped the field, now find themselves in Raider territory, first down at the 38. Here is a deep pass. Darnold got a motor here, and he picks up 9. And now the ball's resting at the 30, second down and 1. 9 minutes to go here in the half. Giants, who took the lead in the waning moments of the first quarter, 7-0. Just watched Oakland march down the field close to 90 yards to get a score and a 2-point conversion. And now are trailing 8-7. But with that first down and the ball resting at the 28, they are definitely in scoring range here. Certainly the field goal in which they could retake the lead. 8:24 on a running clock. Giants trailing 8-7. Here's a quick pass. Defense guesses run. This is going to be a nice pickup there. To Conklin. Tyler Conklin gets 11 on the play, 12 on the play actually, and now it's 1st and 10 at the 16. Off-tackle run, defense guesses pass. No harm, no foul there. Only a pickup of 2 for A.J. Dillon. 2 carries for Dillon for 38 yards so far. Both these coaches go very fast, call their plays super quick. Very little delay so far. Here's a slant pass, and Adam Timmerman, the second tight end, was the target on that play. However, we have our first sack of the game. And now it's 3rd down. Credit that sack to Green. And they'll be playing from behind the sticks here, 3rd and 13. So again, not an ideal situation for Darnold. You're hoping for something on the receiver readings. And the secondary for Oakland does have a 6 who is guarding Deontay Johnson. That's Trayvon Diggs from the Dallas Cowboys. But A.J. Brown, who already has a 72-yard touchdown reception, he's being defended by a 4. So is Oakland going to put that double whammy on him? They've got the 3-3-5 defense, which means they have an automatic double team. 4 in the secondary, and that free safety can move anywhere he wants. So they have potential for 2 double teams here. And they're going to double team Conklin, and that's the correct double team, as that pass will fall harmlessly to the turf. And the Giants are going to have to settle for 3. And they do. So Matt Gay puts that one through. And the Raiders' lead is short-lived. It's now 10-8. They have 5 minutes and 42 seconds to go here in the quarter. The Raiders had the opening possession, so the Giants will take over in the 3rd quarter. And I'm sorry again for the hushed tone here of my voice. I want to be respectful of others here. I'm not in a situation where I am broadcasting from home. So hopefully the volume is coming through okay. And they're going to go for another shot for Henry Ruggs. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10. So again, if you look on Prescott's card, a little bit better. You've got a completion at 8 and 9, but you do have a interception split there at 2 through 7. That's a little higher than average. Maybe it's more average than anything in a must run on 4-5, and he does have a good must run card. Here's a pass that's going to be completed for 11 yards and a first down. Prescott looking good so far, 13 of 18 for 143 yards. That was to Antonio Brown, who has 4 receptions himself. Ruggs has been the star, clearly, of this first half. Some big chunk plays for Henry Ruggs. Here's a square out pass to Ruggs. He's going to catch this one, and he gets 6. He already has 93 yards here in the first half. 4:12 to go. Second down and 4. Ball to 43. Oakland trailing 10-8 in this first of 4 wildcard games. This is one of 2 wildcard games in the AFC. The other matchup, Montreal taking on Carolina. Off tackle run, short gain, guessed wrong, pickup of 14 yards for D'Onta Foreman. 3 carries for 25. Been kind of quiet here in this first half. He does have plenty of carries. Now we see Tevin Coleman check into the game. 2 tight end sets for Oakland. Off tackle run, defense guesses run, nice call. No gain. Tevin Coleman, 6 carries for 8 yards. So Tevin Coleman, when he is checked into the game, it's like a dog whistle for the Giants. They seem to know a run is coming more often than not. I believe he was the player who was tagged with an 8-yard loss. Pretty sure that was him. So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Just on the cusp of field goal range here. 3 minutes to go in the first half. There's a quick look for Knox. Defense guesses pass. And that's on Prescott's card. It's a gain of 6. So they're probably just outside of field goal range here. Potentially 4-down territory, depending on the result of this play. 3rd down and 4. Coleman is back in the game. Let's see if they call a run to him again. See if he chooses to run him again. Giants up front, 4-4-5-4. Linebackers 0, 4, and 4. He's got those nice 5 and 6. 5 and 6 on the outside with a 6 guarding the tight end and a 5. Back in the secondary, there's a run for D'Onta Foreman. It's guessed wrong, but the dreaded 5 rears its ugly head. Just about everything on that card would have looked nice there. And so this is going to be a little bit more of a difficult conversion. 4th down and 4 as we've hit the 2-minute warning. So let's see what the Raiders are going to decide here. They are going to get the ball. Actually, the Giants are going to get the ball at the half. And so they're electing to go for the field goal here. So this is a 54-yard attempt for Boswell, who already missed the kick. And this one goes straight through the uprights. So Boswell nails that kick from 54 yards out. And the Raiders will retake the lead. The Giants now will have about 1:52 to go to try to get a score before the half. They will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. So Joe Golden and his 12-4 Giants here at home are trailing Oakland by a point, 11-10. So another nice drive there put together by Oakland. That's 2 consecutive drives that ended in scores, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a field goal, which gives them 11 points. And the Giants with 10. Square out pass, looking for Van Johnson. There was a fumble chance on that play. He holds on to the ball. It's 2nd and 2. He's able to get out of bounds and preserve a timeout. So 1:45 to go here in the first half. checking to see if anybody is in the studio. Doesn't look like anyone is. But if anybody is listening to this on YouTube and would like to join the broadcast, feel free. Just send a message through Slack so I know that you're in the lobby, and I'll invite you to the broadcast. 2nd and 2. Ball at the 33-yard line, minute 45 to go. Here's a deep pass looking for Tyler Conklin, and it's incomplete, so that'll bring up 3rd and 2. Fell on a blank space with one man in the zone. Had a white die 6, though. So that roll had some possibilities if you were throwing to A.J. Brown. Oakland only has a 4 deep. In fact, they've got 4s defending pretty much everybody on this field, with the exception of Deontay Johnson, who is guarded by Diggs, who is a 6. There's a pass looking for A.J. Dillon, and he hauls it in. And we'll collect the first down. So a ball to 43, a minute 15 to go. Giants are going to preserve their timeouts and hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Darnold is in the shotgun. Dillon is lined up to his left. Conklin and Timmerman are the tight ends for the Giants. Have a minute 15 here before the half. There's an end run for Darnold. Wow, what a bad break there as he lumbers his way to the sidelines. He doesn't get there, so 0, no gain on the play, and they elect not to call timeout, instead play hurry up. So the dreaded 5, he just missed a couple of short gains there at 6 and 7. It's not a crazy dangerous end run card. Looking for Timmerman. Now he's going to take off for a second consecutive play. He's going to pick up some yards this time. He's going to get 6. Let's see if he makes his way out of bounds. The animation is a little slow. He does not. And that'll put the ball to 49. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. And the Giants are trying to figure out if they're going to call timeout here. If they call timeout, that'll put the clock at 45. They do not. They will play hurry up. They still have all 3 of their timeouts. Maybe they're thinking they don't want to preserve a lot of clock here for the Raiders, who have Prescott and some weapons and can make their way down the field pretty quickly. So they're going to hedge their bets here with all 3 timeouts, that if they get their first down, they'll have 4 plays to get in scoring position, depending on the result of this play. Okay, looking for Deontay Johnson. He is going to haul this in. It's going to be a pickup of 6. And they no doubt will call timeout here, and they do. So another first down. Now the ball's at the 45-yard line. They do have Gay as their kicker. Not sure exactly he's an effective kicker outside of 32 to 37. So from 50 and beyond, we'll see if he trots on the field. We'll take a look at that ability. But they need another first down here to have any decent shot at a field goal. Giants trailing 11-10, 22 seconds to go here before the half. Off tackle draw to Dillon. He's going to get some yards there, pick up a 6. Now the ball's at 39. We're looking at a 56-yard field goal from this point. The Giants only have 1 timeout remaining, so unless they're able to get out of bounds on this play, it's likely that we will see a field goal on the following play. So 2nd down and 4. 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs. Don't see this formation very often. as Kylan Grayson has checked into the contest. Defense counters with a 3-3-5. There's a pass that's going to pick up 5 yards to Jefferson. Is going to try to make his way to the sidelines, and he does. So bonus play here for the Giants. So with 8 seconds to go, I could see Joe running this one. Just trying to get a few more extra yards to set up a more makeable field goal. It's a 51 right now, which is hardly a gimme. But if he can get just a few more yards, he'll have that better 23 to 32 field goal range. Of course, we play variables here, so any yards that he's going to pick up is going to help him. 2 tight end set, defense 4-2-5. And wow, he's going deep. Go big or go home, looking for A.J. Brown, and he just misses. 2 was a long gain, 4 was must run. And instead, he winds up with that blank on 3. So here we go. Can Gay put this one through? And it's just going to be short. So we've made our way to the half. The Giants are going to take the ball here at the beginning of the third quarter, and they are trailing 11-10 in a well-played game with 2 exceptional coaches. No surprise that we have a very, very close contest here. So they're going to converse here for just a little bit. And let's see if they're going to take a break or they're going to hop right back into it. So they're going to take a break. Should rejoin the broadcast here momentarily. Okay, we're going to settle back in here on our broadcast as the Giants have the ball just a couple of plays in here at the midfield stripe, facing 3rd and 3. This quick pass, it'll be complete. Defense gets run, and that'll be a pickup of 11 for Deontay Johnson. I bet you he has a dangerous flat pass card if guessed wrong. I could almost guarantee it. Oh, it's not that bad. I thought he'd have a better card than that, honestly. Some long gains on there, but he does not. There's a quick pass. Defense again calls run. It's on the defensive card. Receiver reading. Pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4. Darnold completes that to Tyler Conklin. And there's a pickup of 4 on the following play, another pass to Tyler Conklin. And so it didn't take long for the Giants to get right back into field goal range. They missed a lengthy field goal from 54 yards out to close out the half in their attempt to retake the lead. They were trailing 11-10, but looking very good on this drive. Pickup of 6 on that play from A.J. Dillon. He only has 7 carries so far, but 67 yards for the day. 10:30 on a moving clock here in the 3rd quarter in this first of 4 Autumn Wind Divisional Championship games for 2022-23. This is an AFC tilt. Off-tackle run. No linebacker there. Pickup of 10 on the defensive card and another 1st down. It's another run for A.J. Dillon. He's up to 77 yards now. Here's a pass looking for A.J. Brown. That is underthrown. 2nd down and 10. That was on it's on Darnold's card. Now, you definitely want that to be on the receiver card. As you can see, not a lot of luck there on Sam Darnold's card. He has 2 excellent receivers who I'm sure have helped him a great deal this season and has led to the success of the New York Giants, who had the 2nd seed in the AFC. There's a pickup of only 4 on that play. That was a in run for Darnold. He gets 2 of them a game. That'll be it for him as far as running the ball outside the tackles. 3rd and 6. Ball racing at the 9, so it's looking pretty good here that the Giants are going to take the lead. Oakland doing everything they can to keep this to a field goal attempt. They've got to stop him here on 3rd and 6. Third and 6, a big play here for the Giants. Either way, it looks like they're going to take the lead, barring calamity here, which that could be an interception, or he doinks the field goal. So Vaughn is in there, and here you go. A pitch to Vaughn, and he stopped just short. So decision time here for the Giants, 4th down and 1. So depending on what Joe's going to do here, he can either take the lead with this field goal, or he can roll the dice and go for it. I think the wise play here would be just to take this 3 and rely on that defense that is 3rd in the league scoring-wise. Oakland doesn't have a dynamic offense, but there's a reason why these 2 teams are where they are right now. They're in the playoffs. Now, Joe is going to resist temptation and put this one through. It was nearly automatic, and they will take the lead once again, 13-10. I think that was the right call. I think a lot of the coaches in Autumn Wind would have agreed with that. So we didn't see the animation for the kickoff, but the Raiders will take over at their own 25. Tevin Coleman has checked into the game. We're now seeing that 2 tight end set that we've seen for the majority of the contest. Giants are calling blitz on this play. But you can do that when you've got 5, 6, and 6 on the outside. There's an off-tackle run for Tevin Coleman, who's had some problems here in this contest, but he gets a nice gain there of 10 yards, and it's 1st and 10 at the 36. So now the Raiders are trailing by 2, 13-10. Carolina and Montreal have the other AFC wildcards, so whoever wins that game will take on the winner of this contest. There is a 13-yard pickup there to Dawson Knox. Defense gets run, and Knox is able to make the play. So with the ball resting at the 48-yard line, Oakland trailing 13-11. So Tim Bowler and his Raiders have been able to maneuver down the field relatively well. Have 11 points to show for it. Also have a missed field goal in there as well. But they've had the ball inside of Giant territory pretty regularly today, but only have 11 points to show for it. A guessed wrong run there for Tevin Coleman. No gain on the dreaded 5. It's 2nd and 10. Great matchup here between 2 long-standing coaches here in Autumn Wind. So the roots of this league go back to the well over 50 years. Even before Strat-o-matic was invented, they were playing another version of a football game. A lot of the coaches actually are from California, and a few of them are involved here in the playoffs. So on that incomplete pass from Prescott, who has been really sharp this game, 16 of 22 for 173. They have one of the better short passers in Dak Prescott. Plus, he's got a good must-run card. So all is not lost on this 3rd and 10. He has nice receivers as well. Inside run for Henderson, and he is stopped for no gain. Left tackle able to make the play. And so the Raiders are forced to cough this one up. It looks like they're going to be able to pin him deep, and they do, inside of the 10-yard line. Giants will take over at the 6. So Sam Darnold under center. 1 game away from leading his club to the AFC Conference Finals. He might not be able to get it done in real life, but he has a coach who has found success with the former USC product, who frankly has become a journeyman in the NFL. But Joe Golden has coached him up, and he's led his club to a 12-4 record. Maybe the answer was all along that he didn't have good receivers. He certainly didn't have A.J. Brown to throw to, or Deontay Johnson for that matter. Okay, waiting on the call here. Seem to have a bit of a delay. I'm wondering if maybe it's possible the game is frozen. And it has. So we need to get out of this. So unfortunately, both clubs had a game freeze, so we will leave and then launch right back into it. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I hit the wrong button. So we'll catch up with the animation here momentarily. And of course, that never fails, that when you're out for about 3 plays that you've missed something. So I'm sorry. Something has happened in which the Giants have coughed up the ball and the Raiders have taken over. So looks like we missed a couple plays, but we will figure it out. Inside run, defense calls run, doesn't matter, picks up 5, and the Raiders have now taken the lead at 17-13. Let's see if they try for 2 here. The math is a little screwed up at 17-13. Not sure that going for 2 really matters here. So the coaches are furiously working with their calculators to figure out which would be the better lead, 4 points or 5 points. Either that or we've had another game freeze. We'll find out. Looks like Joe Golden is asking if we are stuck again. Yep, and we're stuck again. Before we go back to it, let's see if we can figure out if there was an interception there. Yep, looks like there was a fumble. So the Giants fumbled. So that's what led to Oakland taking over deep in Giants territory. So we're going to have to wait for both of the clubs to throw out another number here. And I will be better prepared for it. Okay, so after that little game freeze, looks like the Raiders have decided to go ahead and kick this one through, so they'll take a 5-point lead now with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. So according to what I just noticed, Sam Darnold was the player who fumbled that ball, giving it back to the Raiders with an extremely short field, only 4 yards to pick up, and they successfully do so and have now taken the lead 18-13. Lots of time here, 3:34 to go in the third quarter. Slant pass, it is completed to Adam Troutman, the New Orleans Saints tight end. And that's a fortunate roll, as you can see on Darnold's card. He has a completion on 11 and a 12. So completions few and far between when you come correct against Sam Darnold. Now that one is guessed wrong, and that's a pickup of 11. So Darnold hits Deontay Johnson for his fourth catch, 29 yards. Now Sam in this contest is 13 of 22 for 170. Those are pretty good looking numbers. There's a run for Dillon. That was his 9th carry. He only gets 2. It's now 2nd down and 8. There's a hitch pass, linebacker in zone. So this is going to be a completion, and they pick up 6. So now it's 3rd and 2. I think we have somebody in the lobby that we can add to this broadcast here. There we go. So it's 3rd and 2. Dennis Crowley just let me know that Dave was backstage, and he now is part of this broadcast. So, Dave, if you want to chime in, feel free. That is a completed pass of 9 yards to Tyler Conklin. 4 carries now. There's 4 catches, for 31 yards. And now the Giants have made their way into basically field goal range here at the 32, but now they're trailing 18-13. Second down and 10, and Dillon is caught right there at the line of scrimmage. As that was the last play of the third quarter, and Oakland has the lead, 18-13. Sweet, comment, thanks, exclamation mark. Cool, thanks, exclamation mark. So Ken Briere was nice enough to send me a Slack message, and he is the official graphics designer of Autumn Wind, puts out all those cool things on StratFan, and he just now let me know that the title screens for our YouTube videos that we've been putting together, he's put together some beautifully designed placeholders, title screens, whatever you want to call them. They're just beautiful, and he does a lot of work on those, so that was kind. White dice 6 on that quick out pass to Tyler Conklin. There's your break right there. So white dice 6 reading. He picks up 10, and that's just enough to move the chains. And so Sam Darnold continues to get it done. He's 16 of 25 for 195 yards. There's a quick look over there to Deontay Johnson. That's a 5-yard gain. Back to that 2 tight end set that we've seen most of the contest. Off tackle run, defense guesses pass. This could be something good, and it is. Dylan picks up 6. Actually give him 7 on that carry. That's now 86 yards for Dylan on only 12 carries. And the Giants, who are trailing by 5, now have the ball at the 10-yard line of Oakland. So huge point of the contest for the Raiders here. If they can hold them to 3, they'll maintain that lead. But a touchdown here, and the Giants are going to take over. Just over 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's been a terrific game so far. Defense guesses pass. Here's a square end pass, and that is incomplete as the 4 is able to make the play. Marcus Golden. So he did not rush the passer there. Or maybe he did. I didn't see if maybe he brought him up and he moved the free safety up there. Either way, a 4 was able to make the play. Here's a square out pass. And that one is incomplete. And so, again, third. I'm sorry, that is actually a completed pass. It's a pickup of 7. But either way, this is going to require, more likely than not, a short pass. 7 or 10 yards probably wouldn't have mattered. Going to stay in that 2 tight end set. Is it possible we could see an end run here? Before he moved that guy, let's see what we got here. It's possible we could see an end run. Let's see what he does. A curl pass, and how about that? So Darnold is sacked. That's the second sack of the contest for the Raiders as Williams comes in and makes the play. And the Giants have cut into that lead, which now stands at 18-16. Lots of time left here. Just under 12 minutes, 11:24 to be exact. And the Raiders will maintain their lead. They got to be happy with that. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. And there's a looking pass over the middle. Nobody home. Linebacker defending on that play. White die 4. Just good enough to make the play. 2nd and 10. So we don't see a lot of 5s and 6s in Strat-o-matic at linebacker. Not very often. So you feel pretty good about yourself when the 4 can make that play. And there is the first sack, I believe, for the Giants. So Highsmith comes in for a huge loss of 8, and it's now 3rd and 18. And so the Giants defense coming through, 3rd stingiest in the league, makes the big play, and more likely than not is going to turn Oakland over here, unless we see a major breakdown on defense. Now, Ruggs is guarded by a 6 in this formation. And he's been pretty busy today, although he's been quiet here in the second half. Here comes a quick slant. That's not going to get much. That's a 5-yard gain. And so the Giants are going to get the ball back probably with decent field position here. There is looking like a really nice return. Actually, that is 23 yards for Avery Williams. I've gotten another note that says that we have somebody backstage, but I thought I've already invited him. Did I not do that? Pick up a 4. Let me go in here and see who's here. Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. All right, gentlemen, I'm sorry. I thought I'd invited everybody, but it looks like I didn't. So feel free to chime in. 2nd down and 4. Ball resting at the 46-yard line of the Giants, and they are trailing 18-16. There's a run that's guessed Strong, only picks up 2. And that was little used Keyshawn Vaughn. Now 3rd and 2. Let's see if they go 3 wide here. Maybe try to spread out Oakland. No, they'll go back to the 2 tight end set, and Dillon will check back in. Actually, I guess if you're playing a 4-3, there's no sense in coming in with a 3 wide set. They're already split with only 3 linebackers anyway. So if they're going to flood a flat, they're going to have to bring that free safety down. Maybe flex out that middle linebacker to help out with that 0, or maybe you double up on both the outside flats, but then you leave that inside vulnerable to a run from Dillon. But they have 2 strong defensive tackles at 5 and 5. Maybe we see an off tackle to run. They do run off tackle. He plugged up the right. Actually, I guess that'd be the left if you're facing that defense. It was an off tackle right, and it was guessed right, but Dillon is able to pick up 4 yards. Not exactly the best looking guessed right card, but he did hit up 4 on that play, and that was more than enough for a 1st down. So 7:48 to go. So we're now pretty much entering the crunch time here in this AFC Divisional matchup between 2 great coaches, 2 great teams. The Giants 12 and 4, the Raiders 11 and 5. They won their wild card game last week in a thriller against the Los Angeles Rams on a field goal, the last play of the game. Raiders the number 3 seed in the AFC, Giants number 2. Number 1 and number 4 seeds, Montreal and Carolina, playing a little later today. And there is the 3rd sack of the game for the Raiders, and that is Jalen Phillips with the Miami Dolphins. Pass rush 11 there on the outside, and he's able to make his way to the quarterback, sacks in for 6 yards. So now it's 3rd and 16, and things just got a little bit more difficult for Joe Golden here. Not a lot of plays in the playbook that'll get you 16 yards, but keep in mind, he does have a really nice set of wide receivers with some big gains. You're looking right there at A.J. Brown, who is guarded by a 4. And Deontay Johnson is guarded by a 4 as well. Looking to just go short here to Keyshawn Vaughn, and he is going to pick up some nice yards here on a white die 6 reading, 14 yards on the play. And so now it's 4th and 2, and I would have to imagine there's going to be a little question here that Joe's going to go for this, and they absolutely will. So Dillon is going to drop back onto the field as we have the 2 tight end set. All right, 4th and 2. Giants trailing by 2. Ball at the Raiders 40. Pivotal point in this game. Giants convert here. They'll be closing in on a field goal that could take the lead. The Raiders get this one. And they'll look to kill some clock. Keep this ball back out of Giants' hands. So an enormous play for both clubs. A lot on the line here with this call. Short yardage. There's a pass, and he looks for Tyler Conklin, and it is caught. It's on the defensive card. Defense called short yardage there. Crowded everybody at the line. You think that's an easy play, but had it been a 5 or a 7, I believe that would have been an incomplete pass. It would have been the linebacker in the zone. There was one man there. And unless that was Jalen Phillips, I think there was a 4 there. But regardless, they made it. So now the ball is at the 37, and there's another pickup of another conversion of a first down. Guessed wrong, 10-yard gain for Conklin, who has been a favorite target now. 7 catches, 54 yards. He's come up with some big receptions here. He's come up big in this game. Reception-wise, I'd have to imagine he's the leading receiver in this contest. Off-tackle run, defense guesses pass. And there's going to be a chunk play of 16 as Dillon runs over the side where the defense had plugged that hole. But it was on the offensive card, and so 16 yards. The ball now rests at the 11 with 4:12 to go. Now time is becoming a little bit more of a factor for the Raiders. Who, barring calamity, will be trailing in this game short of a fumble or an interception or a doink on what should be an easy field goal attempt. They're looking at a 28-yarder, and actually it's not going to matter. There's a 15-yard pickup straight up the middle for A.J. Dillon, who now has 123 yards on the day with 17 carries. And so the Giants will take the lead at 22-18 and probably will go for 2 here to extend this to a 6-point lead. That was Dillon's first touchdown of the game. So I don't know if we have a game freeze here or no. Well, oh, look at that. He's going to go ahead and kick the extra point. Okay. All right, so he puts it through. That gives him a 5-point lead, but now a touchdown with or without the extra point could win it for the Raiders. So I think that's kind of an interesting call. Not sure the harm in going for it there, but I guess it doesn't really matter as the Giants are up 23-18. That extra point probably would be automatic either way, but I think you at least want to give it a shot. So these are 2 coaches who know each other, are good friends, and they've been communicating throughout the contest. Very, very well played game against 2 rival opponents, 2 divisional opponents. Okay, so Dak Prescott, plenty of time here, 3:54. But it's going to require a touchdown, not a field goal, for Oakland to pull this out. Crossing pattern for Antonio Brown. Defense not double teaming. Defender X for long gain. And there is a pickup of 31 yards. So 3 men in the zone, and he dialed up Snake Eyes. And that is a very, very good start for the Raiders, who now have the ball at the 44-yard line with 3:36 to go. So you couldn't ask for a better start than that. 5 receptions now for Antonio Brown for 59 yards. With that throw, Dak Prescott now eclipses 200 yards, 209 to be exact. A square in pass for Antonio Brown. Throws that one across the middle. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Probably happy that actually fell to the turf, because it would have been a 2-yard or a 4-yard loss on a flat pass to the outside. So just happy for that one to harmlessly fall to the turf, and you don't lose any time. So that's a double win for Oakland. Maybe they just knew to throw that one over the middle as opposed to the boundaries. There's an inside run. Defense gets his pass, looking for a big gainer here, and he gets one. Hey, 15 yards up the middle for Darrell Henderson, his biggest carry of the day. And the ball now is resting at the 29 with 2:42 to go. Prescott under center. This is Henderson now in the game, and a white die 6. There's a pickup of 10 and another first down for Oakland. So the Raiders now have it at the 19 with 2:06 to go. Excuse me. Number 2 and number 3 seed, the Giants, the number 2 seed over Oakland, 23-18. But Oakland is on the march. Ball resting at the Giants' 19. Oakland's only score in their second half came off of a Sam Darnold fumble inside of their own 5-yard line. And Oakland was able to punch it in, and at that time take the lead. 2 men in the zone on that play, only a pickup of 1. So they flooded the flats. And we made our way to the 2-minute warning. It's now 2nd down and 9. The ball at the 18. Prescott has been sharp this game, 20 for 28 for 220 yards. That was Brown's 6th reception, only picked up a yard there, 2nd and 9. Both clubs with 3 timeouts. Giants in their base defense, they've called blitz. That's Deonta Freeman in the backfield. He and Tevin Coleman and Darrell Henderson have all split carries in this contest. There's a square in pass to Antonio Brown, and the 4 is able to make the play, and it's now 3rd and 9. 1:52 to go. Clock is stopped. A pivotal 3rd down in this game. Dak Prescott looking to move these chains. He's got 2 plays to do it. Let's see if he can do it on 3rd. Haven't heard from Ruggs for a while. Been very quiet. He had a great first half, just under 100 yards receiving. Antonio Brown has been a major target for him. Haven't called Hawkinson's number very much in this contest. Ruggs and Knox are defended by 2 6s. Brown by a 5. Henderson can catch the ball out of the backfield. And he's defended by a 0. Oakland's going to stay in that 2 tight end set. Now, defense is going to counter 3-3-5, so they've got that extra defender in the short pass zone. Do they use that for maybe 2 double teams? Free safety blitz coming. Here comes an inside draw. And defense calls run. Wow, great call. Really great instincts, and that's going to be a loss of a yard. So now it's 4th and 10. Is Dallas going to call timeout here? Is it possible they can consider kicking a field goal here? Trying an onside kick and then having 3 downs to try to stop them. This 4th and 10 conversion is going to be awfully difficult, though Prescott does have a very good guessed right pass card. Well, let's see what they're going to do here. So they did let the clock run, so they are going to go for it here. And if they don't get it, try to hold them on a 3 and out and maybe get that ball back. I agree with this call. My opinion doesn't really matter, but I do think this is the right call. So Antonio Brown now is being defended by a 4. Slant pass to Dawson Knox. He is not double teamed. Instead, they are double teaming Deontay Harris. Receiver reading. Oh, and he catches it and a touchdown. So he's defended by a 6. 4 men in the zone. And because they were bringing the safety blitz, Knox trots into the end zone, and the Raiders have now taken the lead at 24-23. And they're going to go for 2 to extend this lead to 26-23. And they will. So Freeman scores from 2 yards out, and the lead is now 26-23. So it looks like we have a game freeze. I'll have to jump back in. I also had to run over and recharge the battery on my PC, which was just sent a battery low message. So you sure don't want to miss the last couple of minutes of this. All right, so a great drive there for the Raiders. If they have now taken the lead, and we've probably missed an interception. I would assume that's what's happened. So sorry again. So the Raiders basically here have taken over on a turnover. I would imagine it was a interception. Unfortunately, we have missed it. So now all they need to do is get a field goal, and that'll be the end of the game. Let's see if it was actually an interception. Well, we'll have to end it. We'll have to wait till the end of the game. So oh gosh. I wonder if they can quit the game in. Well, that's going to be your ball game. The Giants clicked wrong and wasn't able to call timeout there, so we're not going to get a crazy finish, as all the Raiders have to do here is kneel on the ball, and the game is going to be over, and there it is. And so there is your final score, 26-23. Oakland comes back and scores the game-winning touchdown in the waning moments of the ball game. So we'll take a quick look at the box score here. As Dak Prescott, 21 of 30 for 239 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold, not too bad, 21 for 31 for 230 yards and a touchdown. He did have a fumble that led to a score for Dallas. Three-headed monster for the Oakland Raiders. Not really much there to write home about rushing-wise. A.J. Dillon with a great game there, 17 carries, 129 yards, and a score. Henry Ruggs with all 93 of those yards in the first half. Dawson Knox with the game-winning touchdown reception had 7 catches for 71 yards, 6 catches for 60 yards for Antonio Brown. T.J. Hawkinson had a 15-yard catch and a touchdown. Conklin was the leading receiver for the New York Giants with 7 catches and 54 yards. Deontay Johnson with 7 catches and 43 yards. A.J. Brown, 2 catches, 86 yards, including a 72-yard touchdown reception. This was a back-and-forth contest. Both of the clubs exchanged leads throughout. But the Raiders put together a lengthy drive and scored with 1:07 to go. And after a turnover from the Giants on their last drive, will hold on to win 26-23. So that's going to be our final score. So if anybody, let's see, who do we have over there? So Nathan's there. I'll send a note to Tim to see if he wants to talk, and if not, if either one of you join the if either one of you want to join the broadcast, come and feel free. Period. If not, I'm going to close it up. So I'll wait here for just a moment to see if Tim wants to join us, and if not, I'm going to close things down. So your final score, 26-23, and Oakland has now made it to the AFC Conference Final, and we'll await the winner of Montreal and Carolina. So congratulations to Joe Golden, divisional winner, but his season will end today at 12-5. And Tim Bowler, who was 11-5 and won a wild card game against the Rams last week on a last-second field goal, has again put together a game-winning drive in the waning moments of the contest, and he is moving on. He's now 13-5. So congratulations to Tim. And I believe we're just going to shut down the broadcast at this point. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. I hope you enjoy the broadcast. We'll be back in a couple of hours as we have 2 other divisional round playoff games today to enjoy. So we'll put this broadcast back. And again, if you are listening to this broadcast live on YouTube, feel free to join us for the broadcast later on, and we'll make it more of a watch party. All right. So thank you so much for joining us. God bless everybody. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later this afternoon.